this is Noreen from Joy of Cards, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Yay! For more of my Stampin' Up card videos, please click that subscribe button and the little bell, and you'll be notified when my videos release. Also, I give away the demo card, so if you're a first-time subscriber, put your email in the comments and I'll email you back and let you know if you won the card. Also, make sure you watch the video all the way through, because you never know, I might give the card away to anyone, or I might be doing card kits or swaps or something. So anyway, now let's go make a card. Today's card is finally, I'm getting to my Sale-a-bration stuff, Counting Sheep. Now, this video is going up on the 29th of September 2021, and Sale-a-bration ends literally the next day. So September 30th is the last day you can get the sheep on Sale-a-bration. So it's a $50 order in any of the catalogs, the mini catalog or the annual catalog, it doesn't matter. You'll get either one of these. Now, if you order 100, you get both the die and the stamp set as well. So let's go ahead and make this card. And also all the links for everything that I'm using, all the dimensions are in the body of my video. So go to the description of my video. You can even click on a link to place an order through Stampin' Up so you can get these for free. So, I mean, they're only free till tomorrow, so grab them up. So let's go ahead and get started. Also with Counting Sheep, I'm going to be using Sharing Sunshine, just the happy face there. And of course, the dies for the sheep. I'm also using Hippo and Friends, and I'm using this little die here for the sentiment tag. And Inspiring Canopy, I'm using this little wavy die for the grass area. I'm going to start with the inside. Now, the base of this card is in Daffodil Delight, and it's a 9x8, and I scored it at 4. And then I took a piece of Bermuda Bay, and Bermuda Bay is cut 8.75 by 3.75, and I'm just going to put it right here in the middle like so. Now I'm going to grab the sentiment from Counting Sheep, and I'm just going to use Memento. And of course, these are the orange stamps, so I don't need a stamping pad, and they stamp pretty well, so I'm not worried about them stamping poorly. So I've got You're Amazing, and now I'm going to put in the sheep, and it's going to be this one right here. And I'm also going to be using Memento, and I'm just going to put him right here in the little corner, just like that. And then I grabbed the grass. Now, here's a stamp you want to keep in mind and keep in your arsenal. Anytime where you can see like grass or some basic stuff, that's good to remember when you're doing other cards. It's like, oh, do I have a grass stamp somewhere? So I went ahead, oops, and I'm not going to do this in Memento. I'm going to switch to Evening Evergreen. Cleaned off that stamp because I put it in Memento. This is Evening Evergreen, and I'm going to stamp this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So it gives off that textured kind of look. 1, 2, 3. And I'm just going to put some grass here all around him. Just like that. Now I'm going to color the sheep, and the only 2 colors I'm going to use are light petal pink and light gray granite. And I'm going to take the pointy end of the petal pink, and I'm going to do the hooves, and I'm going to do the face, and I'm going to do the ears and the petal pink. I'm trying not to touch that Memento so much. It's not like Stays On. Stays On, you can touch it and it won't move that much, but you could possibly smear it. So that is the petal pink, and now I'm going to do the pointy end again, and I'm going to do the rest of his foot or feet and the gray, and then I'm also going to give a little gray to all the lines in his fur, but I'm going to switch to the painty side. It's my technical term. And I'm going to just mimic all those little lines they put in the sheep's wool. Just like that. And that's how you color the sheepy. Just nail the back, and I'm just going to put it here in the middle. And that's the inside of the card. Now let's get to the front. I've cut a piece of Bermuda Bay 8.75 by 3.75. I snailed the back, and I'm just going to put this right in the middle like so. Now I've cut a piece of basic white, and this is 8.5 by 3.5. And I'm going to get my blending brushes, and I'm going to do Balmy Blue and Bermuda Bay, and we're going to do the sky real quick. So tap on your stamp pad and then on a piece of scratch paper and then swirl in. Now my Bermuda or my Balmy Blue is very dry, and I kind of like it dry when I'm doing my inking. So I mean, otherwise I would, you know, refill it, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it this way. So you want to bring it down almost to the end. Even though we're going to cover up a lot of the bottom, we're just going to make sure we got it all. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a nice layer of Balmy Blue here. And I never like to use just one color. I like to use a couple. So I'm going to finish this up with some Bermuda Bay. Now Bermuda Bay, not only is it more wet, but it's a darker color. So just be careful not to put too much of the Bermuda Bay on here, and just kind of swirl it in like so. And it just gives it, you know, two different colors and makes it a lot more interesting. So that's how we do the sky. Now I'm gonna make this hillside, and I'm gonna take this die from Inspiring Canopy, and I'm gonna start on the higher side. So I'm gonna start on this side, and I'm gonna pull it all the way to the end. Now I wanna make sure there's like 1.5 inches from the bottom to the top. So I'm going to only cut off here. Now I've cut this strip of, and this is, sorry about that, soft succulent, and I cut this 8.5 by 2.5. And at about 1.5, I'm taking this and I'm going to tape it down. And then when I'm done cutting this part, I'm going to take this die and move it down. So we're going to continue this way, but we're going to use, you know, the same piece of paper. So I'm going to cut this and I'll be right back. So I've cut this part of the die, and I'm just going to gently pull this up, and then I'm going to move this down. Don't worry about the line. Don't worry about any of that. Just keep going. So I'm going to try to find the groove here from the side that's cut. And I'm going to tape it down some more. And then I'm going to go ahead and run it through the die cutter again, just like that. This is what you're going to get. And don't worry about like this little spot where the two came together, because you can hide that with the fence. So that's not a problem. Now we're going to get that evening evergreen again and the grass. And we're going to do like we did on the inside. Going to take it, and you're just going to give it clumps of grass everywhere. Just fill the whole thing just randomly. And you get something that looks like this. I'm just going to go ahead and snail this up onto the card here and just match it up like so. The next step is we're going to make our sheep. So we're going to use all 3 of our sheep, and of course just use Memento and just do 1 of each, and then we'll go ahead and color them in, and of course give it enough room so you can die cut it just like that. Coloring is just like what we did on the inside. You're going to use your light petal pink on the face, the hoofs, and the ears. So I'm going to do all 3 of these, and I'll be right back. And then I'm going to grab the light gray granite, and I'm going to do the rest of the legs with the pointy end. And then I'm going to flip to the other side to the painted end and just go over the place where they put the little highlights in, the little things, just like that. And I'm going to do the rest, and I'll be right back again. You're going to take your sheep dies and match them up and tape them down and run them through. Now don't forget, these are Sale-a-bration that ends tomorrow, September 30th, 2001. And if you place a $50 order, you can get one. If you place a $100 order, you can get both of these. But it's only through September 30th, and then that's it. So you can go to the body of my video. You can click on whatever you want to click on. And you can actually go into my site and place an order with me and then grab your free sheep stamp and dies. So anyway, so I'm going to tape this up and I'm going to run it through the die cutter. And this is what you're going to go ahead and get. Now, with this same piece of paper, we can go ahead and do its hat too. So let's go ahead and we're going to stamp the hat, and we're going to use Memento again. And we're going to do 3 of these. So I'm just going to put one here, and one here. And you want to go ahead and color the hats while they're still here. So I am using Light Magenta Madness for the background of the hat, just like that. And then I'm going to use Bermuda Bay for the circles on the hat, because we use so much Bermuda Bay, so it'll look like that. Now you're going to take the little hat die and put it down, and make sure you tape that so it doesn't go anywhere. And I'm using, if you've ever watched my videos, I use the delicate frog tape. It's awesome, it's cheap, you can get it everywhere, and you can use it like over and over again. So anyway, I'm going to cut out these 3 and I'll be back. Now take the 2 clouds and cut out 2 each in basic white of the clouds. Take the sun die and in Daffodil Delight cut out 2 suns. And take the fence and cut out 3 of the fences, and this is in soft suede. For the sentiment tag, I used Hippo and Friends, and I used the smallest one of these and cut it out. Now I'm using the sentiment from Counting Sheep, and I'm going to be using Memento, and just go ahead, and I might have to stick my head in the camera, sorry, and I'm going to stamp that on the little tag like so. Now you might ask why you cut 2 suns. I'm actually going to layer it. It kind of looks nice. I actually just had it plain at first, and then I put the smiley face from Sharing Sunshine, this one right here, and thought it was so cute that I just put it on top, and it does give it a little bit of dimension. So plus, if you mess up the first one, it goes on the bottom. So go ahead and stamp that in Memento, and I might have to stick my head in again and make sure I get that face on there. And if I miss, he's on the bottom. Nope, I didn't miss, so there you go. And off camera, I went ahead and snailed both of those suns together. Now it's just a matter of assembly. So I'm going to take one of each of the clouds, and I'm going to put the clouds on first. I'm just going to use snail, and I'm just going to offset them like so. And now I'm going to put on this sheep here and just snail him on first like that. And now I'm going to put on one of the fences, because I want to make sure I put it in the spot that I like. Now I'm going to put on another fence, and I'm just going to butt it up to the other one like that. Then I'm going to take the jumping sheep, and I'm going to put a few dimensionals on here. Dimensionals are on the back, and I'm just going to have him jumping over. And then I'm going to put on the 3rd fence and just butt it up to there. Now there is a bit of a gap. You're going to see this little gap. We're going to cover it up with this sheep here. So we're going to go ahead and dimensional this one as well. So there's the dimensionals, and I'm just going to put him right here. So he just covers up the fact that the fence is no longer there. And now I'm going to start putting on the hats. Now this hat on this little sheepy doesn't matter because he's just snailed down anyway. But the 2 other sheep, I want you to grab a mini dimensional and then cut it in half. And then put one down and take off the tape. And then take the second one and put it on top. So you've got 2 mini dimensionals that are just one dimensional really, and cut it in half and on top of each other, because I want it to, you know, this is dimensional. So I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to put it on the sheep right like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other hat. And you might want to snail the bottom. Now when you're dimensioning that hat, that mini half dimensional, make sure that it's at the top of that hat, not the bottom of it, because you want the dimensional to be at the top. And then just go ahead and put that hat on like so. And now we only have these little things left. Now let's go ahead and dimensional the sentiment. and snail the clouds and snail the sun. Now don't forget, I give away the demo card. So if you're a first-time subscriber, subscribe and like anyway, but if you subscribe and like and you're the first 2 that subscribe and like and put in the comments, I would like to win the demo card, and put your email. I can't contact you without your email. If you're the first 2, you win the demo card. I will literally put it in the mail and mail it to you. So I went ahead and I'm going to move that sun over. I think he's a little too close to that sheepy. And then I'm going to take these 2 clouds and I'm going to put them over here. And then we're going to put on the sentiment that I've already put dimensionals on, and put it right here. And then we'll snail up the card, and that's it. So like I said, like and subscribe, please. And if you want to win the demo card, because I'm giving away both of these, I don't need to keep cards around, then you could win the demo card. If you want to get the sheep die and stamp set, Sale-a-brations till tomorrow, go to the body of my video. You can click on the bit.ly links. It'll take you to my my Stampin' Up website. You can place an order. You got to do 50 for each, or $100 if you want both. So that will do it for me. Thanks. Bye.